Welcome everyone to the EMPI Insider Podcast, hosted by Corey Ryder, where we give you insider view to what's new and coming up here at EMPI. Let's get the show started.
All right, guys, we're back. We're back for another episode of the EMPI Insider.
Yeah.
And today's just a vibe day. I kind of feel,
Yeah, the lights all dim in here.
Yeah, just trying to do something different, change it up a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. I think we're already getting good sound and feedback. Good afternoon, John Jackson, Corey Mack. Thank you, my brother. Always good to check in and see you. Hopefully we'll catch up soon. I got some goodies for you sitting downstairs. But man, a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. We've been really busy in the shop. We've been really busy around here doing the daily, right? Yep. So it's we wanted to get with you guys kind of right out of the gate and talk about a couple of things. I know we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning of last week's show, and we just wanted to recap, kind of start that off first. That yes, we did do another acquisition. We acquired and partnered with Racing Line out of the UK to really complement where we're going in the future with the organization itself. This would be really heavily in the water-cooled marketplace, late model water-cooled specifically, in the early Mark 1, Mark 2s even. They specialize in a 2-liter and down kind of platform. You guys can do your due diligence and research about Racing Line and how they've been so integrated with VW Racing over in Europe. And they are based in the UK, and it will complement our sister company here that we acquired last year from in Northern California called 034 Motorsport. So we talked a little bit about this. I know we had some technical difficulties right here and things from the start, but I just wanted to get some of that business out of the way before we kind of get started. And, we're excited. It's another new chapter, and it's another extension of really EMPI's reach on the global scale. So it's kind of cool to just try something new and really excited to work with some of these guys over there. Some brilliant minds, and to be able to collaborate on projects, and already had my first introduction with them this morning, and Sam appreciate it reaching out. So it was very cool, but a lot of cool stuff we want to talk about. So, we're going to hang it today. My dude Edgar is going to be with you. So we're going to do some different vibes. Hope you guys like the setup and just something different. That's a cool camera shot. A little dark in the back.
It's a little dark. I'm telling you, man, I don't know what you're thinking with me walking in here and this dim lighting. I'm like, uh-oh. And he goes, there's no guest today. It's just you and me. Whoa.
Hey, it's something different, and yeah, I mean, it's an engineer guy. We'll blame him, right? He's the one that's working on the lighting and the cameras. So you're fired. But no, it's cool. Always trying something new, always trying a different angle, different approach. And man, before we get started, always, thank you guys. We are literally the fastest growing VW podcast that I know about, and that's been informed and verified about every single week. We are just growing in numbers, and I know that is possible without you guys. So first and foremost, I do want to thank you guys for everything you do and watch our adventures, our shenanigans. And, it really shows just on some of the live feeds that we're doing downstairs in the EMPI garage on Friday and Saturday, all the stuff that you guys were chiming in on and the view count. I mean, we're between the combination of those two videos, we're excess of over 10,000 views. So it's been shared, and it's awesome. Pretty cool. So, everybody chiming in, thank you so much. Alex from Mexico, we'll see you guys soon, hopefully in December. Brad Hill, thanks for checking in again. Like Tori Mack, Mark Ash, all these guys. It's very, very cool to see. So we'll kind of get the ball rolling. We jotted some notes down today for the first time. Just want to make sure we just cover a lot of. There's a lot to cover, and I know I keep saying a lot. But
that's just how it is here. Every week there's something new. Right when we end, up until we're back on, there's so much that goes on.
Yes, and it really is the case. Here. Everything is evolving. We've got the senior executive staff kind of leading the charge, and to try to keep up with everybody's pretty awesome. So, hey, Kathy Jacobs, hi, good to see you. Thanks for tuning back into one of the show. For those of you who don't know, Kathy runs the SEVW out there on the East Coast, and she's got an event coming up, which is actually on our points and talking list, called Fast Times at Farmington, October 18th. Very cool to have Kathy on and some of the stuff that she's doing over there. Also a board member on the Vintage VW Club of America. Shout out to Kathy for chiming in. We're working on it, Kath. Hopefully we'll be able to lock this down and get this shipment out to you guys at the end of the week. Things have been extremely crazy here, so we're working with our schedule, see if we feel it's safe to travel and go out that way, but we're really hoping to attend Fast Times. So what's up, Ed Vega? Thanks for chiming in. Hi, Susie. Volkswagen in the house. For those of you guys see some of the products, she is creative, to say the least.
Yes.
So we did some different runs, and we got some little things in our bag of wish list and tricks for the end of this year and beginning of next. So stay tuned for that stuff. Gosh, where do we start?
I mean, we could start where I kind of left off Friday evening. Like, I was checking out, walking out, saw you guys just getting started in the garage. So
yeah.
I know you guys are getting ready for the race.
Yeah, EMPI Garage stuff, man. I mean, it's the EMPI Garage is it's taking shape. Some of you guys have already saw it. We kind of had, I think, our third official working day down there to try to just feel our way, find our way through. There's a ton of setup stuff. There's things that we're always constantly working on, and just in general, like we were still putting tools away and different new tools that were showing up, and a big shout out to Boxo for keeping us stocked up and getting everything in.
It looks nice down there.
We really are trying, man. I mean, it's something that we want to be proud of. We want to make sure it's a showcase. So when guys come in and tour the facility, or we want to collaborate on a project or a build, we've got everything you really need in house. Yeah. And all the partners that really came and together with us for that is a huge thank you. Definitely thank you to Boxo. And very cool to start working with the folks from JMR. They provided us a fantastic new fully hydraulic tube bender, fab table, notcher, the whole deal. So those things went to very, very, very good use, and we worked our asses off on the shop on Friday, and a full 12-hour day on Saturday to get the car ready.
So what else is left to do on the car before we get it to right before the race?
Right now, we got some more brackets on the inside of the car. Like I said, the car took an absolute beating, as you guys saw on some of the videos. Took a big bad beating. We're working on it. Just some basically some basic brackets and some final once-over prep work just to make sure everything's in line.
Right.
But yeah, she's ready to go. Put a fresh new trans in from Wright Gearbox. Shout out to Ricky Wright for coming in clutch and getting those things done in time. If you guys need a tranny, make sure you go hit up Ricky. The guy is really well known in the off-road industry, builds some pretty badass stuff, as well as in the street stuff. So your daily driver, your street car stuff, the guy's a craftsman and builds some really, really nice stuff. And we're glad to have him supplying the trans for the race cars.
Nice.
Motors in, cars running already. Like I said, just fit and finish work on my 11 car. Slettons we'll probably have theirs buttoned up tomorrow night.
Nice.
And then we'll work on the 9 car, and we'll be done. All 3 cars will be done, washed, cleaned, and ready by the time we leave. By the time we clock out on Friday night. Those will be all done and ready to go.
You ready for it? You ready for that?
Dude,
race?
I am. It's funny.
Snuck up on
it got here really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the daily grind of knocking stuff out, but
yeah.
I'm ready, man. It's been too long. It's like a drug, man. It's really getting the fix, especially with no other racing going on right now. To be able to go out there and play in the dirt and see some stuff, and just test your skills and limits. It's funny. We got Lucas Hand chiming in here, 3rd generation off-road racer that's about to get his ass whooped in a class 11. And it's a battle of the big boys, dude. So he's not a small dude either. And for him and I to be able to go do some battles, it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it, Lucas. Your car is looking stunning. I can't wait to see what the paint job looks like. I mean, this dude, he's either crazy or rich or a little cuckoo, because the paint job that he's going with is way over the top, considering how many fenders we've replaced already on our car. And then to go and prep all the stuff with the interior, and he's got this beautiful leather seats, and he's Gucci'd out, man. I mean, don't get him wrong. He's Gucci'd out. He's got all the kings. He's got the best money he can buy. And it's going to be a shame to have that thing come such far down the podium. I'm sorry, buddy, but I got to do it to you. And if I do decide to nerf you and give that fender a good tug, I think it'll hang really good right up in here. So I'd love to have that first casualty of war on your car, and I'll even sign it for you. So, but yeah, it did sneak up on us quick. On top of that, I mean, we're 2 races away, and the EMPI racing team is in the thick of the points hunt. These last 2 races, and Lucas, chime in if you get a chance, and correct me if I'm wrong, but these last 2 races, these are like double points races too. So, and the car count is higher than normal. It's almost double the car count of what we've been getting, at the normal race. So,
Right.
like we're 20 plus cars, 20 plus class 11s alone, just for the next Battle at Prim race, and they're estimating 35 to 40 by the time Rage at the River gets here. So the points is going to be extremely high. Double points race. The payout is in excess of over $20,000 over the next 2 races. They made it kind of a little mini cup series.
That's cool.
Good and bad. For guys that have been there every single race, and to have somebody literally could come in 2 races and eclipse you, it's difficult.
Well, you just gotta keep your game up.
Yeah, I mean, and we got the cars, we got the crew, we got the team. Wilkie's in a really good spot. Slettons are in a good spot, and I'm kind of like the sleeping giant, I guess, behind the scenes. I mean, we're right there, in the top 10 points, and it can do anything about it. So, as long as I have a good, strong finish, I mean, I could finish in the top 5, and
right.
We'll hope for the best, but we definitely want to make sure that EMPI, does bring home a championship. I mean, that's the first and foremost. That otherwise, that everything is now makes it worthwhile. All the late nights, dude, all the broken knuckles.
This obviously started with us saying, "Hey, how do we put these products to test?" Right? Like, well, let's race them. Well, there was no racing at the time, and the Class 11 stuff just kind of showed up. It was just like the perfect timing for everything to just fall in place.
It really, you hit exactly on the head. I mean, people have talked about it and asked, and I mean, I'm sure we've talked about it before on the show. I mean, it was literally, what better way to take our everyday use parts that are used on regular maintenance, regular drivers every single day, and go out and beat the hell out of them.
Right.
And that's literally what the plan was. But it was only to do that a couple of races. So we started with an old car that's 20 years old. That I bought. And then, kind of getting into that and working forward towards it, and, working with them and everything else. And then to go out and kind of say, okay, well, 1 or 2 races was cool, but this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So let's extend this. Yeah. And then it kind of blossomed into something else. So, we're paying the kind of the price for that right now, I guess you could say, with just some of the maintenance and the work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But, up until this point, knock on wood, we've been without any fail or part failure of any kind that we've provided on it. I mean, spun a drum, but that was a German drum. I mean, it just gets beat the hell out of it. Right. And that was on the Slettons car, just beating it. But we've done really well. The parts have held up well. We had a lot of questions about that stuff, and we had Cody in here, Cody Jeffers from More Racing, and he got to see a behind the scenes tour himself.
I always love seeing people coming in to, check out EMPI, and everyone's face completely changes once they go back there. They're like, whoa, they don't understand how huge operation is here. It always catches them off guard every single time. It's awesome.
It is. It's an awesome to see. And it's even better for when they go back and they're just like blown away and they tell their own story. You know, I mean, we're not paying Cody any money. We're not doing it as it was on his own accord, to come down and take a look.
He was really cool too.
And to see everything, and like, wow, people don't understand this. A 300,000 square foot operation. Yeah. We've got, 100 people downstairs picking, packing, pulling, and doing all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of moving pieces. There's good things, there's bad things and stuff that we'll continue to work through. But that's to love to showcase that and really open the doors of what was once a really very closed campus, if you will. Yeah. So, but yeah, we're working towards it. Let's see, Lucas. Yeah, you got to finish every mile, man. That's the name of the game with 11 cars is you got to finish. And fortunately enough, we were able to do that. So we're going to continue. And he said, now you can see how long the parts will take the abuse. that's kind of gets me back to where I wanted to go. Is Cody's a racer and was a racer and raced a 5 Unlimited car and raced all kinds of different stuff. But we talked specifically about ball joints and how often and braking and the things that they were doing. And it's like, man, we're using stock EMPI ball joints off the shelf and beating the hell out of them.
Yeah, the whole point, like I said originally, was let's test these things.
Yep.
You know? Let's put our money where our mouth is, right? Like,
well, that's exactly it. I mean, it's just, hey, look, we can do this. This is kind of a pipe dream. Let's have some fun with it. And then hopefully, if all goes well, they'll live up to the expectations of what we've been professing for so long. And now it really is. So,
right.
But yeah, damn flip-flops. Well, we'll get you in here, Lucas. We definitely want you to see kind of what goes on the behind the scenes here, especially now with all the manufacturing that we're doing. And everybody loves to see the dyno room. Everybody loves to see the now EMPI garage. And I mean, it was really cool. We had Ron Fleming in here and Dean Kirsten from Hot VWs, and it was pretty cool to let them see some of the stuff that we're doing and the progression that we're making on the daily. I mean, what comes in one day is changed. Right. Even the EMPI garage is like, oh, well, this new equipment came in, or this new piece came in.
Even Friday, like I go down there and there's more stuff from Boxo. There's more tools. Like I saw Richard pulling some stuff out. I'm like, what is he using now? Where did that come from?
Yeah, and we have them in every department,
right?
And now that it's growing and been putting them in the dyno room, we put them in the carb section, and now we put them in the head department, and everybody being responsible for their own stuff, so they can have the proper tools for the job and become more efficient. And it's something you can depend on and use every single day.
Right?
Sometimes, Harbor Freight and so forth. That's like a one and done deal. It's like you're renting it. You're only going to use it once or twice and then throw it in the trash. But it's good, man. It's good. Adrian, great point. We had some visitors come in all the way from Tennessee, and they wanted to check the studio. That's been such a really kick, man. It's this little idea that I came up with, a year ago is now what it's blossoming into and turning into, and is so cool. And the guys from Rusty Bottom Garage, I mean, they had to take a selfie with the picture and a big, shout out to Ish from Folks Familiar for making that awesome painting for me. And
do you guys show what?
We'll get there. I was like,
I mean, it's a perfect segue to it.
It is a segue. If you guys have been following along, and I encourage you to follow Folks Familiar on Instagram. The dude's super talented. He's the guy that painted the EMPI Insider painting behind me, reconditioned it off, or repurposed it even off of an old painting. They sanded it all down and repainted it. You kind of heard the story on a previous episode.
Yeah.
But he built some awesome dioramas and other things like that. And I've always bugged him for something. I'm always asking him, hey, can I get this? And he painted me like this EMPI semi truck one time. And I've always just got a little project from him. But he came out with this new thing, and it's his personal car, the La Casita. And hopefully you get a good shot of that. We get so the camera can see. There we go.
There you go.
Very cool little hand poured, hand painted, hand done resin pour. I'm in the Hot Wheels and collect different things, but this is pretty cool. He's only making 60 of these things, and I guess they'll be all ready for Octo in a couple weeks. And I'm just glad to get my hands on a few of them. So big shout out to Ish. Thanks, man. This thing's in the studio along with many of the other Hot Wheels and different creations. And I look forward to more goodies from you on that stuff. So very cool from him. What's everybody else building? That was some of the stuff that we've that I wanted to get into in the segment about the EMPI garage. We always talk about what we're doing, and what we're building. What I'd like to see and hear and know about some of the projects that you guys are working on. We've had Lucas kind of overtaking the Facebook there a little bit and commenting, posting up about his Class 11 build, and he's got other off-road cars. So, but yeah, we've heard about his Class 11. But I'd love to know what some of the projects you guys are working on. What are you creating, and what some of the tools or things that you're actually working with? There's things that we've had a great welder discussion here over the last couple of weeks. Is it a Miller? Is it a Lincoln? Is it something else? What do you guys use? We'd love to hear from you, because we want to make sure that we support the people that are supporting the industry and on the hobby as well.
Yep.
We had an awesome visit to Cold Hard Art. We know he's all Miller all the time. So shout out to those guys over there and everything he's creating. But I'd love to kind of see some of the projects that you guys are working on. and what your plans are with it. Anybody building like a drag car for next year, or are they just building something really cool for the toy drive that usually comes up at the end of the year? So we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're building. And that also talks into about another segment that will kind of lead into next week's show. Next week, we're super excited. We're actually going to have Ron Fleming back on the show next week. Unscripted, unedited, and no time limit. So for those of you guys that want to have some fun.
Whoa, should we start at 3 or we start earlier?
Yeah, we might want to start a little earlier.
Whoa.
But we're going to have Ron on next week, and this is your chance. And I think this is a really cool idea we came up with is it's like a Q&A session, right, for him. So you'll be able to call in, you'll be able to send messages here, and you can ask Ron specific engine building questions, maybe cam selection, jetting idea. You'll be able to pick one of the OG's brains.
Wow, that's cool.
And then we're also talking history. So you'll have your chance to talk about some of his famous history stuff. I know a lot of the guys really enjoyed talking about that last time. So we did hear you. We did like to see that kind of stuff. So to be able to bring it back in and bring it back to discuss some of those things and have him back in the show is going to be phenomenal. So guys, get your stuff ready. I'm giving you a real early teaser on it. It's probably one of those times you're going to want to take an afternoon off, sit down and crack a cold one of your choice and talk to one of the OGs about some of his motor building skills and tips and tech tips and different ideas, whether it's a cam selection, like I said, carbs, jetting, whatever it may be. Talk about his car, Sonny. You can do whatever, but if he's here to just literally hang out for a couple hours with us and kind of answer and go through a lot of this stuff, and he loves it. He's all about this stuff. Sweet. So should be a really, really fun show next week. I'm looking forward to it. Clint Cox. What are we building, Clint? Oh, sorry, John Jackson. Building a 72 squareback currently for myself and 3 buses for customers. John Jackson, you sound like you got your hands full. What year are the buses that you're building for your customers? We were doing some work on our own EMPI double cab last week, prepping and getting the thing ready to go. We did the rear wheel bearings, stub axle bearings in that thing on both sides. Shout out to Robert on that one for giving us a big hand and knocking it out of the park while we were trying to get everything ready to go. So it's been pretty cool. Now we're gonna actually next step on that car is to drop in the fresh new motor for that bad boy and make it fun and drivable. Clint Cox, lots of drag carts currently being built, coming up and hiding all over Texas. The sport is great. Yeah, Clint, I can tell you from just chatting with you, as well as some of the other guys through there, Damon Harmon and stuff like that. Texas is hungry, man. Texas is hungry for some racing, and they got some great tracks right there in their backyard. Extreme Motorsports Park is an awesome facility. I've personally been there myself. And it's bitching, and dude, there's supposed to be some big events going on,
right?
And it's in that track. I'll tell you right now, I went there in fall last year, and it was cold. It was cold.
What part of this?
It's what is that? Right outside Ennis, I think it is. Dude, it cold night. They were like, "Oh, this track's kind of not so good tonight." I could have walked out of my shoes on the track that night. The track was sticky. Yeah. I watched this S10 turbocharged LS S10 shot the rear end out of the back of that thing. And I'm like, yeah, it's obviously hooking. So a lot of cool and a lot of fast cars down there, man. A lot of cool fast street cars, VW space. There's there's a lot of just American muscle running through there too. So it's very, very cool. Eddie, what's going on? You guys should have Mr. Craig Roberts of Volks Chancellors. Yeah, we'd love to get some of the OGs of Volks Chancellors on there. Those guys are a great group of people. Some, old school cats in there like Eddie Mack and many others. So we'd love to have those guys in here and come and hang out for a couple hours and shoot the breeze and talk about old times. Eddie, set that up, man, and you'll come along with them. Trish, hello. John Jackson, 73, 74, and 76. Oh, yeah, you got your hands full. Got some body work going on and engines rebuild, stuff like that. So, but yeah, Clint, if you want to chime in and talk about your show, or excuse me, your event you got coming up. So it's got a big event coming up. Less 2 weeks. Pro stocks and over 60 bracket cars already registered at that track. So, like I said, I think everybody's really starting to get a little cabin fever and wants to get out and start doing some stuff.
Yep.
We saw a couple of Karens while we were at lunch today. So
Yeah, we did.
yeah, man, just be good humans when you're out in public.
Jeez.
Don't act like, don't show your ass. Just have some fun and
And then that other guy was literally
it's just showing his
quite
ass.
cheeky.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Yeah, Eddie, a lot of those guys have my direct cell phone, so have them give me a call and we'll set something up. Lucas, plug your show. You got a show coming up there you go. It's November 13th and 14th in Parker. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head because he didn't type it. But he did approach us for that. We're going to send some goodies and some swag down to him for his show down in Parker. So the things are just starting to come up. Locally, we want to make sure we talk about Octo. And a big shout out to Eric and the guys at Octo for working tirelessly to try to make that event go down. Octo will be at Veteran Stadium. Should be the 18th of October, I think it is. And it's a go. I mean, they've already got the permits been issued. It's good to go. General social distancing rules may apply, and wash your hands and wear your mask. But I'm just happy that he was able to achieve that. And I know that wasn't an easy task. So shout out to Eric and the crew over there for getting that done. Also, for those looking for some metal and sheet metal work, Eric's got an awesome fabrication and sheet metal shop. You saw some of the videos that we've taken in here, as well as the EMPI Garage, that beautiful metal sign that's actually cut out of stainless at Eric's shop and then powder coated through one of his partners and then brought in. It looks phenomenal. And there's 3 feet wide. It looks huge, and it still looks lost on that wall sometimes, but big shout out to him for stepping up and helping us out for that. So super cool, man. We can sit here and go down the list and just keep marking these off. I mean, there's so much to do. And even with the cheat sheet notes we did today, just to make sure that we had some coverage of everything that we wanted to cover, it's been tireless to say the least. So
and there's a shiny objects on the table.
Yeah, we haven't even got to the cool stuff yet. This is like, hey, I got your attention. Look at my cool stuff. Now listen to me for half an hour. Where can I find the new Willwood EMPI calipers in Europe? Antonio, I believe most of those guys have already ordered them. They are probably on their way or will arrive any time. So very interesting to see. Those should be there. Pretty much every dealer in Europe that we deal with has ordered some, from my knowledge. And as a little teaser, there's some colors coming too. Red and black are coming. So hang tight for those. But we're fully stocked on them. We've got them in-house and ready to ship. So if you even go to one of your local dealers over there and they add it to the next order, you should be able to get taken care of. But that's a great question. Dubbed by the Dam. That's the show, November. Thanks, Lucas. I could not remember that. So very cool.
Nice.
So should we talk about some cool stuff?
Yeah.
Do you guys like presents? You really can't see it from the camera angles. That's kind of a bummer.
This angle you can see.
You can see a little bit. So we'll start off by some cool stuff. Yeah, Heritage and BBT have them on the way. So there you go, Antonio. The Heritage and BBT both have the calipers on their way to them. Bobby Miller, what's happening? Thanks for checking in. You kind of beat my closing comments there. There is another show coming up. I was trying to close out the show with it, but since Bobby Miller's already chiming in and letting everybody know, there is another VW drag race on November 8th at Verona, right here in Southern California. 8th mile. Going to be a cool new chip draw style deal, kind of what the Fast Four guys were doing up in Oregon a few weeks back.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know the classes yet. I think they're kind of feeling them out. Bobby, chime in if you can. I think it was still kind of up in the air what classes they're going to have based upon entrance and all that stuff and pre-registration. So that'll dictate, but I'm pretty sure they'll have the turbo guys out there playing around. If you guys haven't been to Verona, it's a cool track. Track surface is really good. Shutdown can be a little hairy if you got some speed to you. And return road if your car's real low, it's not as friendly, but hey man, it's another track and we'll take every single drag strip we can possibly keep in California. So There will be a new EMPI Fuke. Yes, Antonio, a new EMPI compound built collaboration of the 17-inch Fukes will be coming out. They're still a few months away, though, just to be honest. By the time we get it finalized and the order placed and the manufactured and then on their way here, you're probably still looking minimum probably 4 months until they arrive. So it takes time, but great question also. So let's talk about the goodies. I really want to talk about the goodies.
Well, yeah.
So
that's super cool.
We'll start. This isn't a hydro flask or anything cool, yeah, but it does, it's the hydration for the car, I guess.
Yeah.
So this beautiful combination right here is from Redhead Valves. These things are awesome. Mason Fuller and his group over there have got these beautiful billet aluminum dry brake valves for racing. And these are going to be going on the new Class 11 car that we're building here, along with all the EMPI Racing Team cars for next year. But these things are bitching. So these are getting installed here in the next probably several weeks. We'll have the cars ready to go for the final assembly on the new cars. And man, redhead valves, these things are bitching. Super fast dump, quick in and out pits. And just another attention to detail for us to continue to chase another championship next year.
Race car things.
Race car stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, made in USA first. Very cool. A lot of cool new things like that. So it's awesome for them to partner with us. So a big shout out to Mason Fuller and the guys over Redhead Valves. These things are bitching. And so I'm glad I got to actually play with them. I mean, even there's a coating on the inside. So very cool to see. And very proudly displays made in USA. And these things are cool, man. I've been having fun learning how it all works with their system. So, and even the breathers. So very cool. And thank you guys for stepping up and supporting, the program, really what we're trying to do for the future, not only just for EMPI, but for the sports in general. So love to see, and you guys will see these in the coming episode, and we're probably going to do an install and how-to video on that very, very soon. So very cool. Hey, Mason Fuller's even chiming in. Hey, thanks, Mason, for chiming in on here and watching the show. This stuff is awesome. Like when you pick up something, Eddie, and you can feel.
You can just tell.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like it's not light. The spring, just everything looks right.
Solid.
The construction of a quality snap ring. The material, I don't even know what this material is. It looks like some kind of polycarbonate or something, but it's obviously fuel safe. And just the way the piston's machined and all that stuff, things are bitching. So super stoked. Thank you for cool stuff and for giving some really good support on what we want to do for the future. I'm trying to read the comments as they're coming through. Plus, we got the phone lighting up and everything else. So we're doing the best we can to get through these. FYI, drag racing also been happening at Banning Airport too. Yeah, Eddie. I mean, the Banning Airport drags, that's cool. I've heard pros and cons about that, but I mean, hey, they're there. They're doing it. Cool. I don't foresee anybody super fast going down there. But all the street car guys that are going out and testing want to run into a couple things, maybe some just load test, launch, whatever. But I know that the launch, from what I was told, the launch isn't very good and not a lot of rubber down yet, blah, blah, blah. But it's still cool that they're out there doing that. So very cool. Thank you. To give the viewers an idea, you can dump 80 gallons in 45 seconds with the redheads. So that just gives you an idea of. I didn't have all the specifics in front of me. I really actually wanted to have a great conversation in depth about the technical part of this stuff with Mason. So hopefully we'll get a chance to do that in the very near future. But these things are crazy. I mean, you look at the size of the valve on the intake side of things, and then once you really open that up, it dumps. So great comment there, Lucas. Thanks for chiming in on this stuff. Bobby Miller again doing Outlaw Turbo with the Chancellor sponsoring a pro eliminator class with $1,000 payout. We're also looking to get super stock, super street, and maybe a powder puff and real street. So I think you guys are gonna have a pretty packed event. I mean, you can get the real street guys. There's gonna be 10 of them there potentially. Powder puff could, depending on how you guys break the class down, could be 15, could be 30, and then all the other turbo cars and everything else could be good car count. So we'll see how it goes. I am curious, are you actually piggybacking off another event, or is this your own standalone track rental VW race only? let us know. We'd like to know about that. So, shall we continue with more goodies?
Come on now. Come on now.
The other goodie we're going to bring up here is a product that we're super stoked on. Some of you guys have saw this on some of the other items that Blake Wilkie's had, because you saw a lot of in-car dash on his death boat as well as his personal car. But we're proud to partner with the group over at Switch Pro, and they've sent us their new Switch Pro 9100 system. Big, beautiful little control valve. So instead of having all the toggle switches all over your dash and everything else, this is literally like a click of a button. And full sealed. They're all epoxy potted, waterproof. I mean, these things are sick. It's got the ECU brain that's actually where it gets its power from. It kind of all lumps into one unit. Very strong power cord out. The big old gauge harness is all complete in there. This thing's rad. And then you can take this and they actually give you the sticker covers to go over all these that'll adhere to this stuff and
program it to what you need.
And program it. You put it whatever system you want to wire to, whether it's your fans, your chase lights, your buggy whip, whatever it may be, you've got it right there. And it's just nice on and off. It all lights up. This is so sweet. So I'm stoked. There's 2 new cars that we're putting together, man. We're trying to go, freaking stepping the game up. Yeah. We want to have cars that have, first of all, finish races, have the longevity, are built with the best we could possibly get with our partners. But Laura and the group over there at Switch Pros, thank you so much for stepping up, for helping us. And it's not just us. And that's the biggest thing that I want to drive home. This is not just the EMPI racing team, but it's also like the Slettons too. So the Sletton brothers, Richard and Timmy, both those guys are part of the EMPI racing team with the 9 car and the 11 car. And then we have Blake Wiltie. So the 4 of us are kind of the team. And for those group of people to step up and really partner with us and support kind of the concept of what we're trying to do, and believing in us when we're just, hey, we're going to build this new car and this is the fresh new stuff that we're going to do. It's cool. And we really, really appreciate that. So, make sure you guys go out and follow these companies that we're talking about. So go out and follow Switch Pros official. I think it's Switch Pros official on Instagram, and go out and follow Redhead Valves on Instagram. And they also have a Facebook valve. So let's drive them guys up. I mean, they got like 90 something followers. Redhead does on Facebook, and I think 690 something on Instagram. So let's help them. Let's show what we're able to do, and get out there and support these guys. So this stuff is really, really cool, and I'm super stoked to have this stuff on. And Lucas, definitely Gucci, man. We wanted to just step the game up. We wanted to build a competitive car, so that way when it's on the podium, it looks really good for everybody. I didn't say it was my car was going to be all the time, but the guys out there that are doing the stuff, and it's just important, man. I really think it is. And I'll tell you right now, like messing around with the switches during the KC night race with stuff like that was like, okay, we got to do something better than this.
Right.
To do that, to be able to just hit which one is this? Which one is that? Up, down, it gets to be too much.
Yeah. And
you don't have seconds to really look at something when you're going across the desert at 18 miles an hour trucking along in a Herbie. But you really want to be able to just push a button and go, and it's awesome. And be able to turn it on and off, or have your co-pilot that's navigating for you but may not know the intricacies of the car, Cameron, to be able to hit the button that says fan, or whatever it may be. So it's all in fun, but at the same time, this is really some of the stuff that we wanted to do to take the step in the right direction. So it'll look great behind you. I'm telling you, dude. So there's some of you guys know that there's like a no contact rule in class 11, right? It's the distinguished gentleman's class. It's the racer's racer class. And, if one of the big trophy truck guys, mom sure hits you or whatever, it can be an issue, kill you. But at the same time, some of the classes, but I'll tell you right now, Lucas, after that race, you better put that bitch on the trailer fast, buddy, because I'm gonna put some racing stripes on you. But it's gonna be fun, man. This is the camaraderie. This is the guy, chimes in every week, watches the show, razzle dazzles us, pulls the string, shows up here, and does some cool things and helps us out. So, and yeah, switch dash pros on Instagram. So let's get out and give them a follow, show them that you're watching the show, that you're supporting it, and supporting them, and kind of everything we're doing to build a better product and showcase their stuff. So, we also, like I said, if you guys, we're really want to work to something, and we talked about this a little bit before on the show, but we want to work to where hopefully we can get to a spot when the pandemic kind of eases down, and then we can actually open up the EMPI garage, let you guys see some of the stuff that we're really doing. We'll put together like a cars and coffee Sunday morning kind of deal, and and really just open up the doors a little bit, show you guys around a little bit, talk about some of the stuff that we're working on, let you see the dyno in action, let you see the EMPI garage and the equipment and the tools and kind of the cars and array out. So hopefully tomorrow night, maybe Thursday, we're probably going to take all 3 cars out, the 9 and both 11s, put them out there underneath the EMPI sign over on Orangethorpe and take a really, really cool shot of everything. So I really looking forward to that. Hopefully it all works out. So Lucas's car is too pretty, Kaylee. No touch. That's what I told him. I was like, it's going to be a shame that car is going to get absolutely hammered this next race. So, and I'm laying it down right now. Okay, Lucas, I'm going to make sure I'm looking right at the camera. I don't want any sorry excuses that you couldn't make the race, because you've been the biggest talker the whole time, pulling on everybody's strings and everything else. You better be there, buddy, or we will definitely shame you on here. It's gonna happen. I can't help it. The dude is like, he'll show up. He lives in Arizona.
Okay.
And the guy works his ass off. He's always in the go, right? And then randomly he's just, hey, you got somebody downstairs for you at the gate trying to ring in. He's just randomly here. Oh, I gotta be here today to pick up this and that. And I'm like, dude, like, cool. Next time wear shoes so we can actually give you a tour of the place, not just flip flops. But he's really been a kind of a, one of those talk a little shit, but it also motivates you. Yeah. So it's all this is in fun. It's all about having a great time with the camaraderie we have. But he's a knowledgeable dude. He's an absolute blast to chop it up with, and I'm looking forward to rubbing some paint with him. So cool. Blinded by all the yeah. So, and by the way, he did make a great point. He's gonna be blinded by all the bass boat metal flake. I'll just tell you that now. The metal flakes have got to be big as some of your pinky nails. I mean, it is. Dang. It's blingy. I think he's kind of stuck in the 70s. If you can wear your bell bottoms, dude, I'm digging it. I'm roll with you, but it's all good. Let's see what happens. Hey, Fred Jolly, thanks for chiming in. One of the biggest EMPI collectors there is, and that dude has got some of the best collection I've ever seen in my life. So very cool. 2 other things. I guess we can get to one of the Gucci-ness, and we'll give you guys a little bit. And you probably need to help me with the camera a little bit. Just this, we'll go like this. Go ahead, set it down. So this is kind of the Gucci new setup, as he says earlier.
I'll put on camera 1.
Yeah, let's go straight to camera 1. These are the baddest bad dogs you can get right now from King for Class 11. These are the official new shock for the EMPI race team. King has stepped up huge for us to support us in our builds. So we've got 3 cars all going to be running Kings this year. And these are the big dogs, man. These are everything you could possibly imagine. This is the 15-inch. I think it's 15-inch. Reservoir, finned reservoir. Also the clickers on top for your suspension control. The beautiful coated bodies. Standard, of course, King Blue, EMPI Blue, anodizing finish. These things are gorgeous. And these were prototype developed through Blake Wilkie. I know Lucas Hand had his order in early and got his already. We got our set, and these things are bitching. And on these things, I'm really, really excited. This hopefully saved my kidney, saved my back a little bit, and just I'm very thankful for King to step up and support these builds. Brett King, Jeff Musgrave, Jorge, all the guys over there. They really stepped up, man. I'm like knocked the socks off of him. Nitrogen deal. I mean, of course, the king is king, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, those things are, even for you guys, they're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, man. Awesome.
The full Gucci build out on those things, like with the fender reservoirs, all the deal, the big bodies on them. Just under $3,000 for a set. You can shorten that cost up a little bit by getting rid of like the big cylinder, fin cylinder, or reservoir, excuse me, and putting a smooth body on it, shrinking it to like a 10-inch, get rid of the damping clicker off of it, and that'll drop it like $800. So those things, then you're right around that $2,000 mark. But that's kind of the standard now going forward. I mean, I'm running on some old Foxes right now, and nowhere near the shaft diameter is that. And I mean, they're just the reservoir alone, because these things, they're such a small stroke.
Yeah, that
they just heat the fluid and it just goes to hell real quick. And to have those big finned reservoirs up in the quarter windows, it's really gonna be nice. Lucas has already got his, and I was looking at him just kind of jealous and waiting. But it's all good. So
nice. We got him now.
We got him. And again, a big shout out to King and all King Shocks and all the guys over. Like I said, Brett, Jeff Musgrave, Jorge. All of them. Those are huge, and very thankful for that. And encourage all you guys that are out here doing the desert racing. If you don't already have them, get with King, get them on there. And those things they're the best. And they have a front setup too, with the reservoir, the fin deal, and all the setup. So I just wanted to put the Big Daddy up here. So those things are bitching. Yeah, so he's got the same size reservoirs on a Class 1 car. So,
dang.
Yeah, I mean, in his Class 1, I think he clocked his Class 1 like 165 miles an hour off across the desert. So those things are wicked fast. Wow. But all those guys, again, super thankful for all that stuff.
Yeah.
And one more bit of business, and we'll talk about too, is we really want to shout out Gladiator Tires. Gladiator Tires stepped up, supporting us. Huge. Andrew over there, Gladiator Tire, thank you so much for stepping up. You covered the entire race team's tire needs for the entire season. So that's awesome, dude. Neat. Yeah, we're super thankful for all that stuff and relationships that we just continue to build and cultivate and harvest and work with one another on this stuff. So yeah, Dre, those are Kings, baby, and they are beautiful. But yeah, the Gladiator Tires and Andrew over there is super, super stoked. Thank you very much again. Just exchanged emails with him right before we got on the show. So it's just really neat to see the enthusiasm growing and just gaining momentum on Class 11. And we're barely, what I'm saying is we're barely. It hasn't
even been a year.
Yeah.
Look how far it's gotten.
And we're not even there yet, right? Because next year really should showcase kind of where this is going, right? You've got to kick off the year. We'll be at King of the Hammers, like right January, February time. So, I mean, that's, and then we're showcasing Class 11 at King of the Hammers. So there's like 100,000 people that go to King of the Hammers events, and hopefully they're able to do that next year.
Yeah.
With everything going on, but what an awesome event! I mean, it's like you're there for freaking days on end. To go out there and do that, and then to go works, and build this Class 11 Western Regional Series the way we're planning is going to be awesome. So then you get everybody the short course mix stuff. Should be a blast,
right?
And then you sprinkle in some of the shootouts that we're talking about doing with more racing. And really that's that stuff. And then if everybody wants to continue to do, you got to get the other events from Snore. The two biggies there, Battle at Prim and Rage at the River. So it's like almost every single month. It's gonna take a toll, on getting everything ready to go. But there'll be Yeah, February King of the Hammers. But all the opportunities that are now putting forth for Class 11, and you're talking about certain races are going to have big purses, big prizes, big payouts. It should be pretty freaking awesome, man. So
that's awesome.
Super stoked on some of that stuff.
Are you still thinking Baja?
Yeah, and then it doesn't even get to that. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I haven't heard anything about it in a while.
We're kind of leaving it laying low. I mean, we don't want to take anything away from what's going on. We had Baja last weekend. Not we, but the off-road industry had Baja last weekend, and kind of a hybrid version of it. It appears. But yeah, we're definitely looking at something for next year. It's something that we want to work with our marketing, with our partners with, and it's about putting it together. But definitely something that. Definitely something we want to do. So, Darren, thanks for chiming in, man. Be there all 20 days. King of the Hammers, come by the house for a cold one. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take you up on that, and for more than cold one. So be ready. We're coming in hot. Oh man. Other than that, I mean, we wanted to just thank all those guys. Thank our current partners. We couldn't do any of this without guys like Rugged Radios and Pyrotech and Next Gen, just to name a few. Rigid Industries, Rigid LED, Rigid Lights. Those guys have been keeping us bright and well lit. Buggy Whips for stepping up, and it's a lot of cool new stuff like that. I mean, and we didn't really want to make this about like the EMPI race team or anything else. It was more about just kind of, hey, this is what we're working on. What are you guys working on?
Yeah,
and I encourage Darren, since he's on here. I know he's selling a couple of cars and trying to get himself a Class 11 too. So Darren, let's get that thing going, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of people messing around with these things next year, and love to include you in it. So another big dog to come out and go racing with us. So nice. Yeah, Lucas, Baja is a whole nother adventure, and that's something I'm extremely excited and eager to try, and scared to death at the same time, really, man.
I'm excited to go down there and eat. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, we got to get you to go to the Mexico show coming up. So I need my translator with me and to help things happen and make us move. So it should be good. Other than that, guys, man, we'd love to hear from you next week. So if you have some builds and stuff like that you're currently working on, or things that you would like to get some information on from, whether it's Ron Fleming or even one of our own here, right? If we can help you facilitate some jetting or carburetor ideas from Jack, or some cylinder head stuff from Chica, or would you like to know about specific parts? We're here to help. I mean, we're that's what this is for. So use it as a conduit both directions. We're giving out. We'll take some back in, good and bad. Give us part feedback. Oh, this is not happy with that, or this there. That's what it's all about. So we'd love to take that feedback, and we do meet and discuss.
We honestly do. We go down there, let them know, like, hey, this came up on the show.
Yeah.
Can we check this? Can we double check this?
Yeah. I mean, matter of fact, they just did, and we'll use an example about the wiring harness. Yeah. We had the simple, inexpensive buggy wiring harness that we've been selling for 20 years. Somebody had a question about it. We addressed that question. We brought it up. That was the case. Still works fine.
Yep.
But it's just something that's how they were manufactured. So, and how they've been manufactured for the last 20 years. So it's, but these are the things that we do genuinely check those DMs. So I'm thankful. Thank you guys for sending me DMs through Instagram and Facebook and messages. We appreciate all of it.
Website. Yeah. We're getting a lot of stuff on the website now too.
Yeah. So awesome. We definitely encourage you to check out the new EMPI website and kind of build your little wish list, shopping cart list, and get you guys set up. So without further ado, man, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've kind of gone through my notes. I'm sure I forgot something without a doubt.
Well, I mean, we got a big show next week, so
yeah,
I think we're good right now.
Big show next week. Yeah. We're thrashing in the EMPI garage tomorrow night, Thursday, to get these things ready. I want to do a photo shoot with us and the group, and kind of like the cars of EMPI, and I want to put together a pretty good montage of that. So cool. I know that I will be scouting some beach locations with Andy Kimball, trying to find a really good shot for a photo shoot day. So I'm gonna give you a little teaser. So you guys, those who have been watching, if you would potentially like your vehicle used in an EMPI advertisement in the coming months, years, whatever, it'll just be stored away. We will also furnish you a couple of good shots from the photo shoot, provided you give us your name and address and release the liability for using the photo. We'll gladly share some of the photos with you to use for your own personal collection, for your Facebook, for your Instagram, or whatever it may be. But we're working on something like that. Obviously, social distancing. We'll do everything we can to be safe and practical about this, but we're actively seeking 1 to 3 spot locations where we can get some very good, great shots so that we can build our catalog of cars for things that we can use for either in our future catalog, for an advertisement, for a video clip, whatever it may be. Stay in contact, stay up to date. Something that we will be doing before fall gets here.
Very cool.
So if you guys do have any suggestions of locations, whether it's an industrial view of vibe, cool, like train track, just something cool, either in LA or Orange County, even Riverside, but that's kind of where we want to stay. We don't want to get out too far. But we'll definitely put together a photo shoot day where we can encourage you guys to come out, cruise the cars. We'll do like a little cruise to the location. We'll shoot the cars. I'm kind of rolling through like an assembly line. We'll do a couple of group shots, and then we'll catalog that stuff. But we'll gladly share with you some of the high quality, high resolution images, so you can print them to a back of your phone or whatever you want to do. You can do anything you want with these things. But yeah. That's some of the stuff we'd love to try to help. So if you guys have any really good locations and you want to share them with us, please send me a DM at the EMPI Insider on Instagram or Facebook. I would appreciate it. Other than that, so make sure the pictures at Heinz Young favorite location. Yeah. Excellent comment, Fred. A lot of the guys in here. Fred Jolly, Euro guy, one of the biggest, like I said, biggest EMPI collectors, some of the most knowledge you'll ever meet. We've had that picture of the one over there on that side of the wall we've talked about before, and I was pointing to it. You don't have a camera on it, but sorry about that. The engine picture, that's one of the Heinz had the original piece that Heinz did, so we have it hanging in here, and you guys have seen the remake of that on the poster. So a lot of cool stuff like that, guys, that love to share with you. Hopefully one of these days real soon we'll be able to open the doors back up, let you come check out the studio, sit behind and do the deal. So as always, man, we thank you guys all very much for tuning in every single week. As it rolls, I'm EMPI Insider Corey, my dude Eddie on it here today, engineer Jesse. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.